What's up everybody, Ryan Hafey with Hafey Digital here. If you're new to the channel, I am a video creator slash amateur filmmaker who is always looking to find ways to become a better video creator and filmmaker, and that means sometimes I have to do some tests and experiments. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. We'll be doing an experiment slash demonstration of sorts. This video is going to be about Sony picture profiles. You're welcome, another Sony picture profile video. But I'm not gonna be talking about the differences between like Cine and S-Log and HLG or what is Ni. Instead, I'm going to be talking specifically about color depth. Now, color depth options are available no matter which of the picture profiles you use, and color depth essentially refers to luminance of the 6 different color phase options that they give you. Those color phases are red, green, blue, cyan, magenta, and yellow. A higher color depth value is going to mean less luminance, which equals a bolder color, and a lower color depth value will mean more luminance, aka a lighter color. And that all seems pretty straightforward, but despite all the different videos that are out there about Sony picture profiles, I haven't really seen anyone demonstrate what changing those values can do to your clips. And that's where this video comes in. I will be doing a demonstration of a multitude of different color depth values so that you can actually see how the colors are changing depending on which color depth settings you are using. Hey, sorry for the interruption. Just wanted to let you know that this next part of the video is a little bit boring. Basically, I just drone on about how the color depth demonstration is going to work, and you really don't need to watch it unless you just want to be extra informed. So feel free to skip to 3 minutes and 42 seconds if you want to go right to the demonstration. By the way, this clip needs to be 30 seconds in length in order for that timestamp to work, so I'm just going to go ahead and stare awkwardly into the camera until the time is up. So this is how this is going to work. Like I said earlier, there are 6 different color phases. Within each of those color phases, there are 15 different values to choose from, ranging from -7 up to +7. Now, if my math is correct, that amounts to 11,390,625 different combinations of color depth values, and I'm sorry, I just didn't have the time to test every single one of those combinations, nor did I feel like you would be interested in watching all of that anyway. So what I decided to do instead was to isolate each of the individual color phases. So for example, let's say if I'm working with the reds, all the other color phases would be set to their default value of 0. And then depending on which of the color phases I'm isolating, I will adjust the values between -7, -3, 0, +3, and +7. In those comparisons, I will put side to side so you can see how the gradients change depending on those different values. And then once I'm done isolating each individual color phase, I will adjust all color phases to the same values of +7, +3, etc, etc, etc. And if that doesn't exactly make sense, it will here in just a moment, so bear with me. But before we get into the demonstration, a couple things to keep in mind. First of all, I did my best to include as many colors as I could in these clips so you could see the changes depending on the color depth values, but obviously I couldn't include all the colors that are out there, so you may notice that some colors are being affected a little bit more than others. Also, something to keep in mind is that colors that are more saturated are going to be affected more by changes in color depth versus colors that aren't so saturated. And finally, for consistency's sake, I use one picture profile throughout all the tests. That is a Cine 2 picture profile, which is my preferred picture profile. Here are the settings that I use just so you are aware. And with that out of the way, let's pot up some music and roll those comparisons. Enjoy. Well, there you go. I hope you now have a better understanding of how changing those color depth values can affect your videos, but we're not done yet. Now you may be asking yourself, now couldn't I just be using the luminance controls in my color correction plugin to achieve the same look as changing color depth in camera? And the answer to that is yes, you can do that. But let's just say, for example, that in general you like a bolder red color in your video clips. In that case, it may be beneficial for you to bump up the color depth value for the red color phase. But one word of warning here if you do want to go down that route, as the great Gerald Undone has said in previous videos, changing your color depth values in camera can have a detrimental impact
because it reduces your camera's compatibility with LUTs and other cameras. And changing the color is easy to do in post.
All right, we already covered that, no need to beat a dead horse. And that'll do it for this video, and this was a fun one for me to make because color depth, like a lot of other options within Sony picture profiles, are a bit of a mystery to me, so it was fun to be able to do my own experiments and create some side-by-side comparisons to see how those color depth values affect colors in your clips. And the takeaway out of all this, for me at least, is that I don't think there's any added benefit to changing those color depth values. I would much rather have that control when doing my color correction in post. But again, everyone's different and there's nothing wrong if that's the way that you want to go, but at least hopefully now you're armed with a little bit more information as to how it's going to affect your clips. And with that, I think we'll call this one done. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.